This is Grade 6 Math, Chapter 4.1, Part 2, Comparing Two Quantities. In Part 1, we learned how to express relationships between numbers as ratios. Today, we'll learn how to write and interpret ratios as fractions. Let's imagine that we own a pet store, and 2 out of 3 animals in our pet store are birds. We can write the ratio of the number of birds to the number of animals as 2 to 3. Or 2 to 3 in fraction form. We could also represent this as a two-part model, where we divide all of the animals in our pet store into 3 groups. Here would be our birds, and here would be the other type of animal. Essentially, we're saying that 2 of 3 animals are birds, or 2 out of every 3 animals are birds, or 2/3 of the animals are birds. All we're doing is saying the same thing, 2 animals out of every 3 are birds, in 3 different ways. The relationship is the same regardless. Back to our pet store. Let's say that the birds in our pet store are parakeets and canaries. There are 4 parakeets and 7 canaries. Let's find the ratio of the number of parakeets to the number of canaries. The first technique would be to use a two-part model, in which we would draw one bar that represents all of our birds. 1, 2, 3, 4 parakeets would be right here. We'll label those with P. And then we'll have 7 canaries. We'll label those with a C. So number of parakeets would be 4, 2, 7 canaries. We could also write that as a fraction, 4 over 7. Notice, though, that the ratio 4 over 7 does not tell us what fraction of the birds are parakeets or canaries. Instead, what it does tell us is that there are 4 parakeets for every 7 canaries. So if we had one set of 4 and one set of 7, our total number of birds would be 11. So the ratio of the number of parakeets to the total number of birds would be 4 to 11. And similarly, the ratio of the number of canaries to the total number of birds would be 7 to 11. Let's work this one together. The ratio of the number of white parrots to the number of green parrots is 7 to 8. Write a ratio to describe the number of green parrots to the total number of parrots. So the total number of parrots would be 7 plus 8 equals 15 units. I'm working this right here just to show you. Now let's go on to the next part. The ratio of the number of green parrots to the total number of parrots would be, well, let's see. White parrots to green parrots is 7 to 8. So green parrots would be 8 to the total number of parrots would be 15. So 8 to 15, or 8 over 15 to write it in fraction form. Now let's have you try one on your own. Record your answers to this problem in your homework notebook. The ratio of the number of male teachers to the number of female teachers in a school is 5 to 9. What fraction of the teachers are females? And what fraction of teachers are male? Press pause, complete this problem, and when you come back, we'll figure out how to use ratios to find out how many times one number or quantity is greater than another. Okay, let's use ratios to compare how many times one number is larger than another. The height of a giraffe and the height of a horse are represented in this model. Using the model as our guide, how many times the height of the horse is the height of the giraffe? Well, let's see, the giraffe is 6 units tall, and the horse is 3 units tall. So we would write the height of the giraffe over the height of the horse to compare them. That would equal 6 over 3, which can be reduced to 2 over 1, or 2 to 1. So the giraffe is 2 times as tall as the horse. He is twice the horse's height. Let's compare going the other direction. How many times the height of the giraffe is the height of the horse? So if we were to write that in fractional form, the height of the horse would be the numerator, the height of the giraffe would be the denominator. That would equal 3 over 6, or 1 over 2. So the height of the horse is 1/2 times the height of the giraffe. Now try one of these problems on your own. Complete this problem on your own. The height of the coconut tree is 48 feet. And the height of the papaya tree is 12 feet. So how many times the height of the papaya tree is the height of the coconut tree? And in part B, please answer how many times the height of the coconut tree is the height of the papaya tree. Please write these answers in fractional form. Make sure to produce them if at all possible. That's it for today, folks. Short and sweet. When I see you tomorrow, we'll practice ratios a bit more, and we'll move on to some new concepts, including equivalent ratios tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon.